Venice is sinking, but not before I show you some of the best things to do here. We spent 24 hours here on our Ultimate Europe tour with EF Ultima Break, so let me walk you through everything that we did. Venice isn't actually one island, it's 118 islands connected by bridges. Basically, Italy's version of a giant jigsaw puzzle. So since our hotel wasn't on any Venetian island, we had to take a boat in. Production team, good morning. Buenos dias. Buongiorno, princesas. This is the situation. It is very foggy, and my hair is not going down today. We're getting on a boat. Let's see how this goes. Last time I was on a boat, it did not go well. Avery's doing fine. We got one diva down. Nancy, how are we doing? Fine. Isabella, fine. Me. We docked in San Marco and went straight to a glass-blowing showcase, and after that we got a small guided tour, and then we were free to wander off on our own. Of course, we couldn't leave Venice without visiting one of its most famous sites, the Rialto Bridge. Although it's super crowded, like all the time, the view from the Rialto Bridge is one of the most beautiful sights in Venice. Did you know that there are more tourists here than actual residents? It's sad, but it's true. Even in October, the island was so crowded with people that you could just feel the tension of the locals with the tourists. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And one of the most iconic things to do here is obviously ride a gondola, so you know I had to do it. Our tour director organized this for us, so it was actually very affordable. We only paid 35 euros versus the ridiculous amounts of money that you hear people say they paid for this. Listen very closely to these tips to avoid getting scammed and overcharged for a gondola ride in Venice. Gondoliers in busy areas like St. Mark's Square capitalize on high foot traffic. Walk a few streets away to less touristy gondola stations and you'll find that the prices are much more flexible. Before you step into any gondola, make sure to confirm the price in euros and the ride time with the gondolier out loud. Some gondoliers will agree vaguely to a price but add hidden fees later, like singing fees or special route changes, so make sure that you're both clear before you hop in. We rode for about 20 minutes and it was a bit chaotic. If I go down, it's save the footage. Leave me in the water. There were so many boats out in the water and it was hard to focus and just take everything in. Even though the ride was beautiful, you could tell that the gondoliers were fed up with the tourists and would rather be anywhere else. But at least now I can say that I rode a gondola in Venice. After the ride, we were hungry, so we went to this famous cicchetti spot that I found from this show on Netflix. Cicchetti is like the Italian version of tapas, and apparently everyone else decided to eat here too because the line was long. We waited for about 20 minutes to order, and I got an assortment for me and my friends to try. Yeah, I'm glad I waited in line.
I'm gonna try this one. It's cute. What's that one?
Fried fish. What's been your favorite?
The calamari.
Calamari? Yours?
This one, I don't know what it is.
The ceviche one?
I can't decide.
You can't decide.
This one, and obviously that one.
Try. Does anybody? Another thing that Venice is famous for, aside from the food and the gondolas, are its masks. Venetian masks became a thing because back in the day, people wanted to live their best drama-free lives without anyone knowing who they were. During the Carnival of Venice, masks let everyone from nobles to commoners party, break rules, and basically be whoever they wanted without judgment. One of the best things you can do in Venice is just get lost, which is actually quite easy to do. The architecture here is unmatched, and since Venice is slowly sinking, about 1 to 2 millimeters a year, every photo you take is limited edition. Just keep in mind that Google Maps won't always lead you in the right direction, and you might find yourself crossing the same bridge twice. After getting lost for a bit, we found ourselves back at St. Mark's Square, aka the tourist hotspot of Venice. This famous square has been the heart of Venetian life for centuries, and it's home to this amazing building, St. Mark's Basilica. You can visit inside the basilica, but unfortunately we didn't have time. Next thing we knew, it was time to meet back with the rest of the group so we could take the boat back to the mainland. Aside from the over-tourism and the angry gondoliers, I can't deny that Venice is magical, and the sunset was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my life.
That's how beautiful you are.
Our time here was short, which was a bummer, but our next stop was Florence, and I was ready to eat. 0.5 video. Ching ching.